As many of you know who watch some of my videos, the Lord instructs me to share what I learned. And so today I have been studying 2nd Chronicles chapters 18 and 19. And this video won't be long. I just wanted to point out a specific part of the text. And it's speaking about, I'm going to just say in general, and read some verses. But it's speaking about false prophets versus, prophets from God. Most of the time, false prophets are going to tell the people what they want to hear. Things that are going to make them continue to come back and listen and support them. Because most people know that people just don't want to hear bad things or things that they may need to work on, things of that nature. People want to hear that their breakthrough is coming. People want to hear, that things are going to turn around for their good every single time. They don't want to hear about hard times and trouble ahead, and things that they may need to change in their lives. But a real, true prophet of God is going to give you the good and the bad. They're going to give you exactly what God tells them to give you. And every time it's not going to be, good things, prosperity, abundance. You're going to have times of famine. You're going to have trials and tribulations. And a good prophet is going to prepare you for both. Whether it's happening in the now or happening in the later. And so I just want to read this quick verse, Bible verse in 2nd Chronicles chapter 18. And I'm going to read verses 5. I'll just do 5 through 7. And it says, Then the king of Israel assembled the prophets, 400 men, and said to them, Shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle? Or shall I refrain? And they said, Go up, for God will hand it over to the king. But Jehoshaphat said, Is there no prophet of the Lord still here by whom we may inquire? The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, There is still one man by whom we may inquire of the Lord, but I hate him, for he never prophesies anything good for me, but always evil. He is Micaiah, the son of Imlah. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so. Perhaps this time it will be different. And so these texts, just to backtrack just a little bit, is talking about King Ahab of Israel and Jehoshaphat, king of Judah. And Ahab wanted him to go with him and battle against the Arameans in Ramoth Gilead. And they were seeking to find out if God was going to give the Arameans over. God was going to give the Arameans over to them in battle. So basically, they gathered all of these false prophets, like 400, verses that will only tell Ahab the things that he wanted to hear. He did not want to hear from Micaiah because Micaiah was telling him the things that came straight from God, whether it was good or bad. But at this point, every time Micaiah had told Ahab something, it was not good because it was coming from the Lord. The Lord was telling Micaiah to tell Ahab the truth. But he wanted people to tickle his fancy, to only tell him good things. And in the end, it cost Ahab his life and almost Jehoshaphat as well, because he decided to go to battle with Ahab and not really take heed to what the real prophet was warning them of. Jehoshaphat got really smart once he seen that these people were only going out after the person that was king. It was supposed to be Ahab, but Ahab had Jehoshaphat to dress up as the king, and he was dressed up as one of the regular soldiers. And I do believe it doesn't specifically say this, but it seems obvious that Ahab had Jehoshaphat to dress this way because he knew that they were going to just seek to kill the king. But Jehoshaphat cried out to the Lord when they were coming towards him. And the Lord saved Jehoshaphat and Ahab was killed in battle. But this is just a warning. It's really not good to just listen to people that you want to hear from, that's only telling you good things, because that's not reality. The Lord is not going to just tell you good things because we live in a fallen world. So he's going to prepare you for the good and the bad. Just take heed to this and to know, just like back in those times, false prophets are all around, and you're going to know them by their fruit, the fruit that they bear. If there's an agenda behind only telling people good things, we got to be honest and really open up about what God is speaking to us, and that's the good and the bad. And I do believe that's one reason why God has me, just speaking on what I learned. Because everything that I learned is not just all good things, of course, because it's the Bible. And so it's speaking on, I go from chapter to chapter, verse to verse, and there's a whole lot of different scenarios and things that happens throughout the Bible that a lot of people just won't talk about. But it's necessary. It's necessary to know and to look out and, not to have itching ears just, for people that are not giving you reality. Okay? I love you guys. I wish it could just be good, but it will be when we get to heaven. Right now, we just got to know and understand, and just be ready for whatever through God's help, because he's going to give us the strength to get through anything. But we got to know that it's not going to always be easy. Has it so far? Yeah, we have our good days, but we also have our bad days. And that's the way it's going to be. But it's a lot more to this chapter. These chapters 18 and 19, if you guys want to go back and read it. I mean, it's really good, actually, in 2nd Chronicles. But I love you guys. I just wanted to share. Have a great night. Bye-bye.